Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. We like to get into the nitty-gritty here, and today we're diving into something that's been causing a stir, especially for all you software developers out there. It's this paper everyone's talking about, Situational Awareness, The Decade Ahead, by Leopold Aschenbrenner.
Yeah, this one's really got people thinking.
And for good reason. I mean, this guy, Aschenbrenner, he's not just some tech blogger you know. He was at OpenAI, so he's got that inside view, right?
Absolutely. It's like getting a peek behind the curtain.
Exactly. But here's the thing that really got me. All his predictions, all this wild stuff he's saying, it's not based on some secret insider knowledge. It's all built on public data, stuff anyone can find. It's just, well, he knows how to connect the dots.
And those dots paint a pretty interesting picture. He doesn't shy away from bold predictions, let me tell you. Like AGI, artificial general intelligence, this decade.
Yeah, AGI, I gotta admit, that kind of threw me for a loop at first, for those just tuning in. AGI, that's basically AI that's as smart as us humans, or even, maybe even smarter, right?
That's the idea. AI that can think, learn, solve problems just like we do. And for software developers, well, that's where things get really interesting.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Think about it. We're talking about AI that could, potentially, design code, debug software, maybe even better than we can.
Whoa, hold on a sec. AI coworkers writing code next to me. That's both kind of cool and kind of scary.
I get it. It's a lot to wrap your head around, but Aschenbrenner argues it's all based on trends we're already seeing. Extrapolate those trends out, and, well, that's where he lands.
Okay, so let's break it down. What are these trends pushing us toward AGI?
He points to three big ones: compute power, algorithmic efficiency, and unhobbling AI models.
All right, compute power, that's a no-brainer. Computers are getting crazy strong every year.
Oh, it's way more than just getting stronger. Look at the compute used for AI training. It's exploding. Just the jump from GPT-2 to GPT-4, massive increase in compute.
We're talking like going from a horse and buggy to a rocket ship. Right.
Yeah, something like that. 3,000 to 10,000 times more compute, just 4 years.
Whoa, that's insane. Okay, so compute power check. What about this algorithmic efficiency thing?
It's not just brute force. The algorithms themselves are getting super smart. You can do the same stuff with less compute, or even better stuff with the same compute. Aschenbrenner uses this example, math benchmark. Cost to hit a certain accuracy dropped 1,000-fold in 2 years, just from algorithm improvements.
1,000-fold. That's amazing. It's like finding a shortcut through a maze. But hold on a sec. Isn't there a limit to how much data we can feed these models? I mean, we can't just conjure up more internet out of thin air, can we?
That's the data wall, yeah. It's a potential roadblock. But Aschenbrenner, he's optimistic about this too. Just like we've made algorithms more efficient, he thinks we'll figure out sample efficiency.
So basically squeezing more learning out of the data we already have.
Exactly. Making the most of what we've got.
Okay, that makes sense. So we got the power, we got the smarts, but what about this unhobbling thing? What's that all about?
Imagine trying to debug code, but you're only allowed to use print statements.
Ugh, sounds like a nightmare.
It's kind of like that. We used to limit how AI could interact with info, solve problems, but now with things like chain of thought prompting, we're giving it more freedom, flexibility.
So instead of spitting out an answer, you can think through it, step by step, like a human.
Exactly. And it's not just about thought processes. We're giving it powerful tools, web browsers, code execution capabilities.
So it can access info, test its own code like we do.
Yeah, it's like giving it a toolbox and saying, go build something amazing.
And who knows what they'll come up with, right?
Aschenbrenner thinks this unhobbling could lead to, well, capabilities we can barely imagine right now.
Okay, so we got these three trends pushing us toward AGI, but let's get down to brass tacks. What does this mean for, the average software developer listening to this? Imagine you've got this AI coworker, understands your whole code base, plans projects, debugs, writes complex code, weeks at a time, all on its own. What then?
That's the million-dollar question, and it's what we're going to dive into next time. Stay tuned, folks. Things are about to get really interesting.
Welcome back, everyone. So before the break, we were getting into this whole idea of AI writing code. And Aschenbrenner, he goes even further. He talks about an intelligence explosion. Okay, got to be honest, that sounds a little intense,
Yeah, it definitely grabs your attention.
Are we talking like robots taking over the world here?
Not quite, no. Aschenbrenner's not talking about some Hollywood-style AI takeover. He's using intelligence explosion to describe, well, a period of super fast progress in AI, like way faster than anything we've ever seen.
Okay, so more like a knowledge boom than a robot apocalypse.
Exactly. And the key here is automation. He argues that once AI can automate AI research itself, things could get really wild.
So instead of us humans slowly figuring things out, we'll have AI doing the research, making the breakthroughs.
Right. Millions of AI researchers working nonstop, 2047.
No coffee breaks for those guys, huh?
Nope, no coffee breaks. And that's the point. They could work hundreds, thousands of times faster than us. Aschenbrenner even compares it to the jump from atomic bombs to hydrogen bombs.
Whoa, okay, now that's a serious leap forward.
Yeah, a massive increase in power in a very short time.
So, like, we're lighting the fuse on this AI rocket, and once it takes off, who knows where it'll land?
That's the exciting part. And think about what this means for software, for the apps we use every day.
Yeah, it's not just about writing code faster, right?
Yeah.
What could this explosion actually do?
Imagine software that designs itself, adapts to your emotions, optimizes for any hardware.
That's crazy. Like, software that can think for itself, solve problems we haven't even imagined yet.
That's the potential here. AI tackling things that are way beyond us right now.
Okay, but let's be real for a sec. All this fancy AI, it's got to cost a fortune, right?
Yeah.
The money, the energy, the infrastructure, where's it all coming from?
Aschenbrenner talks about this too, the economic side of things. He estimates just for one AI training cluster, hundreds of billions of dollars by 2028. Maybe even $1 trillion by 2030.
$1 trillion, that's mind-boggling.
And that kind of investment, it tells you how seriously people are taking this AI revolution. They're betting big. And that means a huge demand for developers who can work with these AI systems.
So for all you coders out there, this is not the time to be slacking off. But seriously, where's all this money, all this energy going to come from? We're already struggling with chip shortages. How are we going to power these AI behemoths?
Yeah, Aschenbrenner acknowledges these bottlenecks. He's worried about power supply, chip manufacturing, even thinks AI companies might start buying up power plants.
Whoa, AI companies owning power plants. Now, that's a wild thought. It really shows you how this could change everything, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And he doesn't stop there. He also gets into the geopolitical stuff, the race between the US and China.
So it's not just about tech, it's about global power, too.
Yeah, he thinks whoever wins the AI race, well, they'll shape the future of the internet, the economy, even national security. He even proposes this massive government project, like the Manhattan Project, but for AI.
A Manhattan Project for AI. That's
Yeah.
a pretty intense comparison.
He sees it as that important, a matter of national urgency.
Wow. It's like we're not just building a better app here, we're shaping the future of humanity.
And that brings us to the big question for all you software developers out there. What role will you play in all this?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Will we be leading the charge or will we be left behind? We'll dive into those possibilities and more in the final part of our deep dive, so stick around. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been exploring some pretty mind-blowing stuff with Aschenbrenner's predictions about AGI and this whole intelligence explosion thing.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride, hasn't it? From supercharged computers to, the global power dynamics of AI. But let's bring it back down to earth for a minute and talk about what this all means for you, our listeners, the software developers out there.
Because here's the thing that really struck me about Aschenbrenner's paper. He's not just saying AI will write code. He's suggesting that the whole game, the whole way we approach software development, it could change completely.
He paints this picture, right, where developers, they become more like architects, the big picture thinkers. They're guiding these AI systems, these super smart tools that can handle all the nitty-gritty coding work.
So instead of us spending hours debugging, optimizing code, we're focused on the design, the functionality, thinking about user experience, system architecture, solving those big complex problems that AI can help us tackle.
Exactly. Think about how much time we spend on, repetitive tasks, stuff that AI could easily handle. What if we could free up all that mental energy, focus on the creative side, the really challenging parts of development?
That's a pretty exciting thought.
Yeah.
But it also makes you wonder, what skills will matter most in this new world? Will we all need to become like AI whisperers, learning to speak their language, get the best results from them?
That's a great question. Aschenbrenner doesn't give us all the answers, but based on what he's saying, it seems like understanding AI, the concepts, the algorithms, that'll be crucial. We'll need to know how to design these systems, how to train them, how to understand what they're telling us.
So coding skills, they'll still be important, but it'll be more about collaboration, working with AI, not just telling it what to do.
Yeah, it'll be a partnership. Humans and AI bringing our strength together. We've got the creativity, the intuition, the big picture thinking. And AI, it's got the speed, the precision, the ability to crunch massive amounts of data.
It's a pretty powerful vision of the future.
Yeah.
But Aschenbrenner leaves us with this question, one that's really stuck with me. What if they're right?
Yeah, it's not about being scared, it's about being prepared. It's a challenge to think seriously about these predictions, to start getting ready for this AI-powered future.
So, to all you developers out there, don't panic. Don't feel threatened. This is an opportunity, a chance to learn, to be curious, to maybe even get excited about what AI could bring.
Because this revolution, it's coming, whether we're ready or not. The question is, will you be part of it?
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive into situational awareness. Thanks for joining us. It's been a fascinating conversation, and we hope you found it as thought-provoking as we did. Remember, the future is what we make it. Keep coding, keep learning, keep pushing the boundaries. And who knows, maybe we'll all be working alongside our AI colleagues sooner than we think. Until next time.